This is Patrick Rollens with YoChicago, and I'm here with Justin Massa
of MoveSmart.org.
That's right. Justin, tell us a little bit about the website.
MoveSmart.org is a startup nonprofit organization, and I think our best description is our mission statement, which is we will foster racial and economic integration by empowering housing seekers and the professionals that support them with comprehensive, interactive, and contextualized information on neighborhoods and their opportunities.
And so that's above and beyond what people typically think of when they think of a neighborhood as price points, right?
Right. I mean, the current state of information about neighborhoods online focuses on the current or future dollar value of a home. And one of the things that we really want to highlight are the opportunities that a neighborhood offers that maybe aren't quantified in a dollar appraisal of a home. Beyond that, though, renters aren't really given any set of resources on the kinds of opportunities that they're going to get when they get to neighborhoods. And so we, of course, think a large part of our audience is going to be renters. But we want to provide everyone with information on what are they going to have when they get to an opportunity? What resources is that neighborhood going to provide to them? And there aren't any sources for that right now.
Give me some examples of what people might be able to find from your site.
Sure. The one completely unique data set that we're going to be creating is what we call neighborhood opportunities. And that's going to be a geotag database of community-based organizations, their programs and activities. So let's say you were moving to Logan Square. You were interested in finding out more about the neighborhood. You'd be able to read about and see information on the programs and activities of the Logan Square Neighborhood Association and get more information on what they're doing, what events they have coming up, but beyond that, how you might either be able to get involved with what they're doing or conversely, how you might be able to benefit from what they're doing.
And how do you present this to your website's readers?
It's all going to be through a map-based interface. So if you're familiar with Google Maps, it's going to be really easy to use. You'll be able to go to the site, enter an address, a zip code, a city or township, a city neighborhood, as wide as a county, and then get back a set of information on that neighborhood. And we divide the information into three very broad categories. One are neighborhood amenities, so those single points on a map that you just need to know about when you move to a community. So a grocery store, a bank or a financial institution, a school, after-school care, firehouse, police station, the basics of a neighborhood. And information on that is available in other places right now. Not necessarily a single location. It is available, but it's not put alongside other information about neighborhoods. So we complement that with two sets, which are going to be unique to the site in the combination that we provide them. The second one are quality of life issues. So we'll highlight areas of increased incidence of lead poisoning in children, or increased incidence of asthma, or a high crime rate. And the unique thing about the quality of life issues that we present is that they're not going to be raw statistics provided to the visitor. If you think of most websites, they're like the census tract website, where you go in, you hit in a number, and it spits back this table of raw data at you that, unless you are a sociologist, probably means very little to you. So what we'll do on MoveSmart is prevent everything in one of 5 categories: very low, low, average, high, very high. And that's going to be normed for the region, the 6-county region as a whole. So rather than get information on the crime rate as compared to the nation, you'll get information on the crime rate as compared to the 6-county region here in Chicagoland.
But there's good stuff too, right?
There's definitely good stuff. There's definitely good stuff. And what we believe at MoveSmart is that every neighborhood has hidden opportunities and hidden challenges. And what's important for the housing seeker is that they are aware of both and know how to deal with both before they move in. For as many housing seekers as there are in the region, there are neighborhoods that fit them well. They offer the kinds of opportunities or resources that they need, and they present challenges that those housing seekers can easily deal with. Right now, people looking for a place to live aren't empowered with that kind of information. They're basing a lot of it on rumor, on conjecture, on what they're personally aware of right now, and MoveSmart's going to try to challenge that.
What kind of service would this provide to like a realtor or a real estate agent?
Sure. Lots of realtors, I think, are well aware of fair housing laws. And I think it's important to note that that's where MoveSmart.org comes from. As I have a background in fair housing, we're currently housed at an organization that's had an active fair housing program for 11 years. And we really come from a perspective of encouraging open housing. So for realtors, there's lots of questions that they simply can't answer because of fair housing laws. And lots of realtors are left, I think, a little frustrated because they don't know where to send folks for reliable, objective information that has also been vetted by the fair housing community. And so that's what MoveSmart's going to provide for realtors. Is, in short, it's a place to send people to get answers to those questions that you can't answer.
Okay.
It's, if someone's asking you questions that make you uncomfortable, that you don't know how to deal with, when MoveSmart.org is launched this fall, you'll be able to send them there and they can get information on communities. And all of that information is going to be vetted by fair housing attorneys.
And you just touched a little bit on the development timeline. We're looking for a fall launch.
That's the hope. We are in the process of raising funds right now and meeting with developers and finalizing our plans. And the goal is to have a launch sometime in the third quarter of this year.
Okay. When you say developers, real estate developers?
We haven't met with
developers.
We haven't met with real estate developers. We've met with a number of real estate agents who have given us some guidance and feedback on the site. Okay. But yeah, so far we've been meeting with web developers.
Yeah, how's the feedback been? I mean, what have you guys fine-tuned?
One of the big things that we fine-tuned is kind of how realtors are going to be able to interact with the site. In the very initial versions of MoveSmart, which started on a napkin in a coffee shop about a year and a half ago, we really just assumed that realtors would be able to go to the public version of the site and enter some basic information, and they would be essentially treated like consumers when they went to the site. Since then, we've realized that we probably need to create a set of richer tools for realtors where they might be able to print out profile pages of neighborhoods that they can provide to their clients, be able to work with the site somehow to either through a widget on their own website or through a branded page on MoveSmart, put their own houses alongside some of the information that MoveSmart provides. And so that's one of the things that we're figuring out right now is how to make sure that realtors who, from our perspective, are going to be a large part of our outreach and education to housing seekers. I mean, they are the first professionals that housing seekers meet when they're trying to buy a home. So we want to make sure that they have a way to customize what we do to fit the needs of their own clients, while at the same time not compromising the mission of MoveSmart.org.
Okay. And does the site have the same level of value to someone who's not necessarily as concerned with finding affordable housing or with very strict criteria?
Definitely. One of the things that's going to happen when you come to MoveSmart.org is there's going to be, I think, kind of two tiers of public membership. There's going to be a general site where you can just come, you can look and interact with the information, and that's about it. There's also going to be a site for registered users where you can enter information about yourself and get a lot more information and also get a lot more service out of the site. So one of the things is there's going to be a place-based social networking tool. So you'll be able to meet people who are going to be in your new neighborhood when you move there. There's going to be a way for you to sign up for the mailing list of community-based organizations in the neighborhood and then also get essentially yellow pages of the community-based organizations that are going to be there. So you'll get a customized directory for where you're going to be living. But I think more importantly is lots of research that's coming out now says that when folks move to a neighborhood, they need to interact with the existing institutions in that neighborhood. And one of the big things that we're concerned about at MoveSmart.org is gentrification. And one of the ways that lots of researchers are highlighting to prevent gentrification is that when a new resident gets to a neighborhood, they should connect with the community. And that's what MoveSmart.org is going to enable, especially for those housing seekers who might have the freedom to live wherever they want to live, and price isn't really an issue for them.